let's talk about what's going on with Doctor Who. So
tired.
the latest
Never watched it.
episode, the
Never
latest
watched it.
episode has come out, and the clips that are going around all over Twitter are hilarious because obviously we already knew from the jump before the special even came out. We already knew they were going to make the new Doctor black, right? We already knew that was going to be a thing.
Black, non-binary.
But it's the way that they introduced his character is what's getting people going crazy, right? So the Doctor, from my understanding, because again, I'm not a Doctor Who fan, I made it very clear, but the Doctor reincarnates himself as a new version,
He
right?
regenerates.
Every time he comes back, he regenerates.
Whenever he gets killed, gets dealt a fatal injury, the regeneration happens, so he turns into a completely different person on a genetic level, supposedly. Anyway, and originally had absolutely no control over it whatsoever.
Gay.
Well, now apparently with this latest. Go ahead.
So after we go through this a little bit of this article, I sent a link into the private chat. I want you to pull up just to kind of discuss the ratings and how badly, because people are coping about the ratings. So I pulled up the ratings for the 2022 to 2023 year to show how bad this show is actually doing. If you want to, when we're done, pull those up for reference.
Okay, I could definitely do that. So a lot of people are going crazy over this episode because apparently they completely changed what's like how the next Doctor's introduced. Now apparently he splits. So instead of reincarnating or regenerating, this Black Doctor splits from David Tennant's Doctor and becomes his own.
Still alive,
yeah. He becomes his own thing.
Reproduces via budding now.
So basically, he fucking mitosis.
He's a plant.
He's
a fucking plant. Is that it?
So he gets pulled out of Kevin, basically.
Yeah, it says
so awful.
This regeneration is called the Doctor split in two.
Fucking Deus Ex Machina that you could fucking ever have. They just sort of bonk the TARDIS and it turns into two TARDISes. So now there are two Doctors, so that Tennant can have his own fucking show, basically.
So is it about Tennant having his own show, or is it about I don't know?
Well, it's an option now, isn't it? I mean, why in the world would they let David Tennant's Doctor survive?
Oh, that would be so funny. Tennant's Doctor is supposed to be taking a sideline now. This is kind of, it says with the crisis averted, the Toymaker vanquished. Gatwa's 15th Doctor resumed his travels across space and time, but for Tennant's 14th, another fate lay in store.
Yeah, he went and had lunch with like the nobles or something, and and he but I mean he has a TARDIS, so it's basically a back door. It's a way for RTD to basically.
Well, we know this Doctor takes
if this falls on its ass. Yeah, if this falls on its ass, then he can still have David Tennant with another TARDIS and make a spin-off because he loves doing that. He made
so you're saying. So this Doctor Who is a botanical time lord, is what you're telling me.
It doesn't make any fucking sense anyway. I mean,
this is why
the fact that regeneration happens,
this is why series sometimes must die at a certain point or end, because we need sometimes look. This Doctor Who is going down the road that Supernatural went to, where they just went way far when it should have ended at a certain point.
I mean, the thing in Doctor Who is it could go on forever.
That is my rings of power. Supernatural is my rings of power. Don't bring it up. I'm going to turn it to you.
If they'd never done the Jodie thing and they'd never made the Doctor into a woman and they'd never done any of that, the show would probably still be going strong, right? It would probably still be Peter Capaldi, in fact, because he said he would happily play the Doctor for the rest of his fucking life. And then it was obvious that he was forced out when they decided that, it's got to be a woman. Chris Chibnall's taking over. He wants a woman Doctor. We're going to do a woman Doctor. And they fucking tanked the whole show. And then, of course, there's this desperate attempt to try and claw back some prestige that was destroyed by that run. So they got Tennant back to try and lure people in. And then they've done a split now so that Tennant's Doctor is still alive and can just live forever. But oh my fucking god, it's like, okay, you've gone woke, you've gone feminist, you've ruined the show, you've destroyed the origin of the character, you've fucked with the lore, you've done absolutely everything you could possibly do to kill this show, and then finally you've made it jump the shark.
It absolutely makes no sense.
It's professional self-deletion. Let's just put it that way.
Maybe they did that so that they can't claim that.
Honestly,
the Doctor got race swapped.
Some people never got over David Tennant regenerating. I was one of them, actually.
If you didn't say this was Doctor Who, I would have thought you were talking about Star Wars.
So, yeah, I thought maybe that this was a fucking hoax and that they were actually showing a scene from Sex Education.
I thought you were pulling up a photo of that Florida gay club shooting.
I seriously thought it was like I thought it was a fucking meme that like, someone had taken a shot
this is real.
of another show that he was in. And
it's Dr. Atreus is what it is.
Actually, the fucking.
Oh no, bro! Come on.
But maybe they made them split so that you can't accuse them of race swapping the Doctor because
who cares? They're both gay now. Tennant's Doctor's gay
right,
now.
The white Doctor's gay. Maybe they split them so that eventually you can have a relationship between the white Doctor and the black Doctor. But now we're trying to give them content.
It also destroys something else that was unique to Doctor Who, which was that every now and then, whenever a ridiculously special occasion would come up, like the 50th anniversary or something like that, you could have two still alive actors playing the Doctor at the same time. Like they did it with the 50th anniversary when David Tennant's Doctor and Matt Smith's Doctor's like timelines accidentally crossed because they're time travelers, and they ended up teaming up with another Doctor that we didn't know actually existed between the two versions of the series, the old and the new. And they all fought together to basically tie a bow around the major overarching storyline that had been happening since the show came back. And it was fucking fantastic because only in Doctor Who could you have a guy meet himself and you know, an earlier version of himself and hang out with him.
I don't know, man. Ryan's never had a girlfriend. I'm sure he's met himself plenty of times, so I wouldn't say that's
okay. But the thing is that it was a spectacular fucking occasion when that happened. It was a really big deal for the show. It was like stop everything and go watch kind of TV.
It was peak Doctor Who.
Now you can do it. You can do it anytime you fucking want.
One second. No, I think I sent you the wrong link. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, this is like for sports. You might
want
to.
You can just have David Tennant show up at any fucking time.
That was right. When you scroll down, it gives you a list. There's a list of all the ratings
in the span.
Right here. So the Doctor Who specials got 4.8 million views. So look at all this shit that's ahead of it. People are watching Young Sheldon at more than twice the rate of Doctor Who.
Not the voice, bro. They're
it gives you more pages. You can hit next. So if you hit go to page 2.
Is Doctor Who?
Yep. Keep scrolling. It's not there. So now this is last year's numbers. This is I'm just using this as a frame of reference. So it would be right in here we go, at 47 where Big Sky is. That is where Doctor Who would be sitting right now comparatively. More people are watching The Connors without Roseanne than the new Doctor Who going off these numbers.
God.
Well, in the span of 20 years,
and that's old
gentlemen, in the span of 20 years, Doctor Who has gone from nowhere to everywhere to nowhere on a span of a 10-year trajectory. And peak Doctor Who was in that period, 2012, 2013.
It was 2009, 10, sort of when David Tennant's Doctor was pulling in like 12 million or something crazy.
Well, that would have it near the top of that list. Because obviously Monday Night Football makes sense, 18 million viewers. Like that's kind of but in terms of the other shows, that's about where the top ones were sitting, if I remember correctly. Yeah, right now the second place show is Monday Night Football. So you got Sunday, then Monday. So third place is NCIS with 9.86 million.
That's still on?
So, Doctor Who in its glory days would have had the number 3 spot right behind football. Now it's at 47th by comparison.
That's fucking ridiculous.
They're really calling it by generation.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's never going to come back to what it is. It's a convoluted mess now.
There was a period though, Will, and I think you'd agree with this, between like 2018 to about 2022, when Doctor Who had dried up so much that channels talking about Doctor Who were losing. They were bleeding out. They were losing.
I mean, Doctor Who was literally my red pill. Like it snapped me out of. I watched one episode of season 11 and I was like, what the fuck is this? Everything about this is wrong. And then I stayed up all night, like looking for other people who agreed with me. And that's literally how I ended up sitting here talking to you fine people some years later.
Soap Dodger says 16 million for the Christmas special in the UK in 2007. Almost as many people watched the Christmas special as they did literally fucking Sunday Night Football. Now, for anyone who's watching this that's not in America, you gotta understand that is insane.
That's a lot.
That is
70 million people.
Numbers. I don't even like Doctor Who, and
that was the Kylie Minogue one. That was Voyage of the Damned, which was right after the 3rd season of Doctor Who, I think, which was with David Tennant and the Master. So I can completely see how that would be the most viewed episode. It was fucking phenomenal too. It was really good. It's totally silly but brilliant.
Had Kylie Minogue in it.
The BBC,
it had Kylie Minogue.
Maybe it wasn't the BBC. Maybe it was, but there was some UK outlet, some big UK outlet that was literally trying to justify why the 4.8 million numbers were good numbers.
No, for Doctor Who, that's
here are saying it was getting 16 million on a Christmas special, sitting around 12 million in the OG David Tennant arc. You cannot convince me that 4.8 million in the ratings are good numbers, especially because the first episode of the special was at 5.5 million. So that first special pissed people off so much it lost almost 1 million viewers. Bruh, Doctor Who is fucking dead. Sucks to suck.
Look, let me tell you something.
Dead. It will never be able to
5 years. We shouldn't be bringing it back to life.
At this point, it's
supernatural,
it
bro.
Definitely died in about 2018, 2019. Certainly with the Timeless Children, where they retconned the origin of the Doctor so that the William Hartnell wasn't the original Doctor. It was thousands and thousands before that, originating with a mysterious little black girl.
Yeah, and Supernatural isn't even a good comparison to the Dragon Slayer, because Supernatural, while the quality obviously sucked for longtime viewers, the numbers were going up for whatever reason. More people were watching it despite the dip in quality. Doctor Who, you're seeing not only a dip in quality, but also a dip in the ratings. Yet they're still trying to say it's a success.